What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all on AnalysisPlayground.com on YouTube. We're going to talk about the Phoenix Suns getting beat by the Philadelphia 76ers. First, we're going to start off with the Phoenix Suns and why they lost. Torrey Craig starting for Cameron Johnson, 3 points, -5 plus minus. One turnover, one block, one steal, one assist, one rebound, 1 of 4 from the 3 point line, 1 of 6 from the from the field, no free throws. This is a starter that doesn't do much, not a great scorer, not a guy that can be great from the 3 point line, just decent from three sometimes. Not really sure if they're going to continue to start him. I think they should probably go with Damian Lee as a starter and just let Mikal Bridges play the three and probably just let Aiden be your center or power forward and let Biombo start. They just desperate if Jay Crowder don't come back. I heard that Jay Crowder is supposedly supposed to be coming back. I think they need him if Cameron Johnson gonna miss time, just because they need floor spacing. They need a guy that's gonna really be able to knock down shots, especially from the perimeter. And I think that that's something that's interesting to see with them being in a predicament where they're at with Cameron Johnson supposed to be missing significant time. So I'm very interested to see what happens with Jay Crowder since the starting spot is going to be available. I heard that he's willing to come back and play. I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate, but I heard that is a possibility, and that's all you really need because he still is a part of this team and he's still technically supposed to be on the roster. But Mikal Bridges had a solid game to me. 15 points, a negative on a plus minus by 14, one block. He did have one assist and 5 rebounds. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from 3 point line. That's 50%. And he was 6 of 12 from the field. That's 50%. I love what I seen out of Mikal Bridges. Really defended well, hit his mid range, hit his 1-3. You just want to see him more aggressive with Cameron Johnson being out offensively. I feel like he did that tonight. He kind of simmered a little bit once Chris Paul went out the game. DeAndre Ayton, 14 points, 7 rebounds. He also is 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 6 of 12 from the field. Shot the ball well. You just want to see him more aggressive too offensively. I know he was playing against Joel Embiid, but DeAndre Ayton was a 20-point scorer in high school and in college. He can hit a hook shot. He can hit his free throws. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He can hit dunks. He also can hit a mid-range shot and a fadeaway. You just want to see more plays ran for Aiden. If they don't have, they went in a drought in the third quarter where they couldn't make a shot. They only had 19 points in the third quarter and 23 points in the second quarter. That just can't happen even if you don't have Chris Paul. You're an NBA team. You're supposed to be able to get up and down the floor with this team. You still have Devin Booker. You still have Bridges. You still have Aiden. You just need Aiden and Mikal Bridges to have better offensive games even if Chris Paul is out. It's just a no excuse game if you're the Suns to score 88 points against a team like Philly who just didn't play that well to me either, but they played well enough to win. One team got to lose, one team got to win, and Philly played to win, and Phoenix played to just hang around and hope to win a tough closeout game, and it just didn't happen because Philly just never allowed them to get back in the game the way they needed to be able to steal it from them. Devin Booker, 28 points, he also was a -9 um, from plus and minus. He had 6 turnovers, and that's a big reason why. One steal, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. He also was 11 for 14 from the free throw line, 101 for the 3 point line, and 8 of 16, which is 50% from the field. Chris Paul didn't play the entire game, only played 14 minutes tonight. He had 2 points. He was a -10 from plus minus, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Oh, 0 from the free throw line, 0 from 3 point line as he had no attempts. He only had one field goal this game. Dario Saric, 0 points, but he did have one rebound. 0 points for Josh Okogie, but he was 0-1 from 3 and 0-1 from the field because of it. 0 points for Bismack Biyombo, but he did have 4 rebounds and 1 assist. 2 points for Josh Landale. He had 1 steal, 1 assist, 2 and 2 rebounds. He was 1 of 2 from the field. Cameron Payne was a big boost off the bench. He the one that really came and played because CP3 was out. He had a total of 28 minutes, 6 of 14 from the field, 1 of 4 from three, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He did have 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and 14 points, but he was a negative 11 because of the 3 turnovers that he had this game. Damian Lee also helped off the bench, 10 points. He had 4 personal fouls, though, because of his aggressiveness on the defensive end, but he also did have 1 turnover. He had 2 steals, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds. 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 of 4 from three, 3 of 6 from the field. Really kept them in the game when they could have got blown out, hitting threes and hitting timely shots. Same with Cameron Payne. He had timely threes and timely mid ranges that kept him hanging around in the vicinity to be able to steal the game, but ultimately just couldn't get through. And Landry Shamet, 0 points, but he did have 1 assist, 1 rebound. He was 0 of 3 from 3 point line, 0 of 4 from the field. The Sixers, the winners. PJ Tucker, another solid game, 4 points, plus 11 because of 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, 1 block, 1 steal, 8 rebounds. He also had 2 of 2 from the field, 0 of 10 from three, and 0 of 10 from the free throw line. Tobias really helped in that second half with 21 points, 1 steal, 2 turnovers. He had a +5 from the plus minus, 1 personal foul, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 3 of 7 from three. Hit some big shots in the second half that really allowed them to stay afloat with the lead. 7 of 18 from the field. Joel Embiid didn't shoot the ball particularly well. 8 of 21 from the field, 1 of 4 from three, but he was 6 of 16 from the free throw line, really going at their big bodies in the paint, and their guards that kept trying to strip them. Really was a double-double, too, with 30 and 10, 33 points, 10 rebounds. He also had 5 assists. He did have 3 turnovers and 2 personal fouls, but he was a +10 because of the double-double, and he also did have 1 block. Tyrese Maxey didn't have the offensive explosion game, but he was aggressive looking for a shot off the dribble and going to the basket. He just couldn't knock him down. He was 3 of 6 from the free throw line, 0 of 4 from three. He also was 4 of 18 from the field. This is a bad shooting night for Tyrese Maxey, but the aggressiveness did allow him to get 6 assists and 5 rebounds. He also had 1 block. He had 2 turnovers. He had 0 personal fouls, but he was a +8 because of the ability to keep the pace going and get easy opportunity for himself and his teammates, even though he didn't shoot well from the field. And he had 11 points total. 6 points for DeAnthony Milton, who started at the shooting guard position. He also was 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 6 from the 3 point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He also had 7 rebounds and 2 assists, 2 blocks and 1 steal and 1 turnover. 5 personal fouls for him, but he was a +12. George Niang, the hot shooting 3-point shot, was going tonight. He was hot from fire. He was wet. He was swishing. He was splashing those threes all night long. 7 of 10 from three. Really finished the game from the Suns. Every time they try to make a run, every time they try to come back in the game, George Niang would hit 1 or 2 threes in a row, and it would just be the perfect timing for them to put the knife in the coffin to make sure anytime they try to get back out the grave to come back and sneak up behind them, he just made sure that they was dead, made sure that he was checking the coffin, made sure they was sedated, and anytime they thought they had one more chance to come back, he just made sure he slit their throat to make sure they was finished. 21 points for him, 3 turnovers, +7, 2 personal fouls, 2 steals, 1 assist, 4 rebounds, 7 of 10 from three, which is above 60% from three. 7 from 11 from the field. His only shot was 1 layup, I believe, which was one of the 10 out of 10 shots. 11 of them. Out of 11 shots, 10 of them was threes. One of them was a 2-point field goal, and that was it. Everything else was threes for George Niang, but he was so efficient from three and so deadly from three that it was really the game changer was George Niang, number 20. 2 points for Reed, 101 from the field, 2 defensive rebounds, 4 rebounds total for him. Also 1 steal, 1 turnover, 4 personal fouls for Reed, and he was a +2. Matisse Thybulle, 0-1 from the field, 0-1 from three. He had 1 rebound total, 1 assist, 1 block. And then Shake Milton, 2 points, 12 minutes, 0 for 1 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 2 turnovers, 1 personal foul, +1. Everybody else did not play either because of injury or they just wasn't needed tonight, and they did win. So it wasn't like they were desperate. They led majority of the game, majority of the second half, and George Niang just made sure they couldn't come back anyway because he was just that deadly and just that cutthroat. Just made sure they had no opportunity to get revenge and pull up a upset tonight, and that's a good veteran move by the coach and by the player. If you open, take your time, swish. I used to say, take your time, swish it, take your time, set your feet, perfect that rotation, and make sure you have the best shot. It's like a practice set shot. Just make sure it leaves your hand with a perfect follow through. Just because you're so wide open that they're not even going to try to contest it because they know as soon as they run out there and try to block it, it's going to be a swish probably anyway because it's an NBA player that's a great three-point shooter that's shooting it. And by the time they put a lot of effort just to rattle you, you already done released it from your hand. So it doesn't even affect the jump shot at all because you already shot it before they even got out there. And George Niang was always open because Maxey was driving or a screen was set by Joel Embiid or Joel Embiid drew a double team and he just kicked it out to the wide open guy to see if they can make a shot. They made their shots tonight and they made it when it mattered. And Tobias was able to make some tough ones too that really showed that he has the ability to be that adaptive, reactive guy that Harden gets double teamed or trapped or Embiid get double teamed or trapped. He can hit a mid range, he can hit a three, or he can post up on a switch or a mismatch and punish those matchups. He always made a feasting off those things, and he still can do it. We just got to see if he can do it consistently in the playoffs, and that's all only question for Tobias. Can he do it in the playoffs? Sometimes he does it against weaker competition, but can he do it against elite competition? And can Tyrese Maxey shoot? He has been able to get hot. He has been able to be streaky like tonight. It just wasn't falling. They need him to be consistent from the mid-range and consistent from the three-point line and consistent finishing if they really going to be a serious threat in the NBA. If they not, they will because of Tobias and Maxey just don't have it consistently to do it night in, night out. You have to be able to do it for 4 games in the playoffs to be able to win a championship because you have to win the series. If they're not able to do it consistent enough, they're going to continue to fall short, or Embiid and Harden will have to have monster games to offset their ability to not be consistent on the offensive end, and they just had to make timely baskets because of that deficiency that they have in their game at this point of their careers. But we'll see. You only got to get hot one playoff run to win a title. We'll see if the Sixers are able to do it. They picked up a needed win against a beat-up Suns team. No Cameron Johnson, no Chris Paul, but they still made no excuses to get it done. The Sixers improved to 2-4 at home, 5-6 record, and the Suns fall to 7-3 and 1-2 away from Phoenix. And you got to give credit to the Sixers for getting it done and making no excuses. And they got it done, and we'll see if they can continue to stay afloat while James Harden is out. Other than that, Quinn Wade Basketball announced signing out. Next is the rundown.